Hi, it's me again. So I'm getting ready to have another V-beam on my face. If you didn't see the previous videos, I am the guy who used Mirvaso, which is bromonidine gel, on my face. It was prescribed by a dermatologist. It ended up causing massive rebound redness, angiogenesis and subsequent post-inflammatory erythema. So what I ended up with on my face was like everywhere where I had applied this gel, which was kind of like in this sort of shape, it would come and go, but generally it was always kind of this purple look at baseline. So I've had a number of V-beams already, and I've had two full face V-beams, and I'm going to have another one now because I'm finally beginning to see some improvement. So what you can see on my face, all this stuff here, is well, last night I was flushing quite badly. I was testing myself out in different kinds of light, like under a halogen bulb, under a fluorescent bulb, in natural daylight this morning. And the areas that I've identified, at least on the face, as far as the nose and cheek goes, these are the areas which actually turn quite red. So these areas that I've marked out are going to get the highest setting of the V-beam. So this is going to be like quite heavy bruising settings. Hopefully I'll get the spot treatments as close together as possible without there being any overlap. Laser technicians often leave the gaps because they're worried if you overlap the treatment sites that you'll get a doubling up of equivalent energy, and then you'll get, scarring and burning and all that business. So that's the thing, it's going to be probably spotty and not completely filled in. But last night I was, I was sitting in my living room, and I felt fine. I wasn't panicking. I wasn't stressed out. But my face was just going so fucking red in the areas that I've marked out. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. I mean, at one time it was all around here which was going red, whereas last night I could see that this part of the skin, like on the side of the nose, completely normal. Yet this looked like a birthmark. And same here. It looked like I'd got port wine stains for the duration of the flush. So it was here. It was here. It's here on this temple. This has always been an issue. These are really like areas that have been missed in the past by the V-beam because of the gaps that I described. So I've done a 2-second video of my face, so that when I go in for my V-beam and I'm asked to choose the areas I want to be treated, I can take a quick look at the video as a reminder, because my face doesn't always look irritated. Sometimes it looks fine, and people go, "Oh, your skin looks fine to me. What are you talking about?" But you've got to see me when it's very cold, when it's very warm, when I've eaten things that trigger me, when I've just done exercise, when I've drank alcohol. Theoretically, in the morning when I first get up, my skin looks pretty good, especially when I'm in my bathroom looking in my little shaving mirror in natural daylight. Quite often your skin looks good because it's just a reflection of the light that's coming in. You've got to really see it like not quite so close to a light source. So anyway, I'll do another video on the day of the pulse-dye laser, and we'll take a look at my skin right before I go into the laser theatre, and then I'll do another video when I come out of the laser theatre. So wish me luck. Let me just get close to the camera. This is the selfie camera on the iPhone 4S, so you'll have to forgive the quality. I don't think you can really see the redness. There's a bit of redness at baseline, but yeah. Just about to go into my laser treatment. This is what I look like.
Okay. So you have haven't got the dressing on as such. I've packed it with some soda now.
Been running around in the cold to make it irritate my skin. So it looks quite exaggerated. I've just washed the Emla cream off. Today is Saturday and this is what I look like. I've just stepped out of the shower. The only thing on my face right now is hyaluronic acid and moisturiser. When this is all dried out, I'll be applying a layer of warm Vaseline as an occlusive. All the moisture that is in my skin needs to be sealed in, and that's what the Vaseline will do, and I'll be using that for as long as I've got the bruising on my face. I did want my forehead treating. I know it doesn't look bad, but I can tell you that my forehead does flush. It's like the centre of the forehead. I have wrinkles, fine lines, uneven skin tone, and acne marks. That's post-inflammatory erythema following acne. But the laser derm said he didn't want to risk it. He said even on the low settings there's a risk of scarring. So I said fair enough. So my plans are to continue using azelaic acid on the forehead, which I have been doing for the last 5 months. And in a month I've actually got an appointment with an NHS dermatologist, and I'm going to be requesting adapalene 0.1% for the forehead. Now I've been using azelaic acid on my face since June. Obviously not now because I've had this laser on my face, and I did say to him, when can I start using azelaic acid again? He said wait till all this is gone. I have been finding that azelaic acid seems to temper the reactivity of my skin, but hopefully what I've got now, this bruising, this will blanch the areas that were left, that still turned red, you know, in weather, in heat, after exercise, after eating and so on. This would have been the last post-eye laser that I have, I think. This is the 595 wavelength. It's Vbeam. I don't think there's anywhere else to go really with Vbeam. The issue seems to be that my face does still flush. This was more to combat baseline redness and get everything sort of even and, you know, white at baseline, because my face was white at baseline. Before I used the Mirvaso gel in 2017, my bugbear, my axe to grind, my chip on the shoulder. So hopefully this will sort everything out. If I do have any more vascular laser, it will probably be the Cutera XL-V, which is a 532 wavelength. The advantage being that they can make multiple passes over the same areas without having to leave gaps. With Vbeam, they have to be careful about doubling up energy in case of burning and scarring. But the XL-V doesn't really produce this kind of dramatic downtime. I'll make another video shortly to update you on my progress. And one thing I should say is, whenever I do have these treatments, I always I have a before, during and after care sort of regime, I guess. I always make a batch of bone broth because it contains collagen. Laser is collagen promoting, so when they zap the face like this, it promotes collagen, it promotes the synthesis of collagen in the skin. But I would suggest that actually drinking bone broth and adding it into your diet is going to do a lot of good. I'd also suggest adding fat into your diet, healthy fat like coconut oil, avocados and nuts. I'm concerned that in 20 or 30 years that I could start suffering from atrophy where I've had these treatments. Most laser doctors will say there's no chance of that happening, but a lot of them haven't been practicing it long enough to see if that's true. And I've heard of much worse happening in a smaller space of time. There's people on message boards and forums who report such effects, and they are turned off from any kind of laser permanently. Thankfully for me, that's not been the case. I think I've had a good doctor who's performed these treatments, and I ask a lot of questions and I do a lot of research, so I think between us, I think I'm alright. But I'm just saying, regardless of what kind of laser you have, you might consider your diet, collagen and fat. Long term, actually, I'm going to be having collagen broth, bone broth, probably, for the rest of my life. I think it's a great addition, rosacea or not, flushing or not, whatever it is you do or don't have. I think bone broth is going to go a long way in helping the healing process and helping with good skin in the future.